I didn't tell my ex that I got pregnant. We were together for 6 years trying for a baby and nothing ever worked. 4 years in, Nathan came home late 3 nights in a row. On the 4th night, he told me he slept with someone from his office named Amber. A week later, they both showed up at my door. Amber was pregnant. Nathan cried and begged me to forgive him. I did because his family had been the only family I had since my parents died when I was 22. After Amber had the baby, a girl named Sophie, Nathan's mom started inviting Amber to every family dinner. Servers at restaurants thought Amber was Nathan's wife because she'd sit next to him holding Sophie while I sat alone across from them. At Sophie's first birthday party, Nathan's dad handed me his phone and asked me to take a picture of Nathan, Amber, Sophie, and his parents in front of the cake. That's when it clicked. I wasn't part of this family anymore. I filed for divorce 2 months later. I moved 4 hours away and met Andrew at my gym. He fixed motorcycles and made me feel like I actually mattered. 3 months into dating him, I got pregnant. I stared at that positive test thinking it was impossible after years of trying with Nathan. When our daughter Iris was born, Andrew posted her photo on Instagram and tagged me. I'd forgotten I was still friends with Nathan's sister on there. She called me 2 days later saying she wished I'd told them I could get pregnant because now they were wondering if Nathan had been the infertile one all along. The family was pushing him to take a paternity test for Sophie. 3 weeks later, Nathan called me and he was sobbing. Sophie wasn't his. Amber admitted she'd been seeing another guy at the same time and didn't know who the father was. So she just told Nathan it was his because she had feelings for him. Nathan had spent 4 years paying for daycare and diapers for a kid that wasn't even his. Amber had already moved 2 states away with Sophie and the real father. Nathan's parents stopped talking to him because they were embarrassed about the whole thing. He asked why I didn't tell him I got pregnant. He said if he'd known I could have kids, he would have questioned Amber's story way earlier. I told him I didn't think about him at all when I found out I was pregnant. He called me selfish and hung up. 2 days later, he showed up at my apartment. Andrew answered the door and Nathan pushed past him. He hadn't shaved in days and his shirt looked like he'd slept in it. He said his parents blamed him for humiliating the family and he'd lost his job because he kept missing work dealing with lawyers, even though Sophie wasn't his kid. He said I could have warned him. Andrew stepped between us and told him to leave. Nathan stared at Iris in my arms and said that should have been his daughter, that we should have had that together. I told him he threw that away the second he brought his pregnant mistress to my house. He started crying again and Andrew physically walked him to the door. Nathan turned around one last time and said I ruined his life by staying quiet. I said he ruined his own life by trusting a woman who lied about everything. He left and sat in his car outside for 20 minutes before driving away. His sister unfriended me on Instagram the next day. His mom sent me one text that just said she hoped I was happy now.